Thank you for staying with us here on News Desk. Now, the African Development Programme, ADP, is calling on government to rethink its decision to supply Digiboxes as a new social intervention as it migrates to digital terrestrial broadcasting. Now, the ADP says the initiative appears ill-timed, not well thought through, and less of a priority to the vulnerable and poor household it seeks to support. Now, the Minister of Communications, Dr. Edward Omanebwama, announced the new pro-poor policy following efforts to migrate from analog to digital broadcasting in the country. The new policy will see the government provide funds to buy digital TV boxes for distribution to poor households as part of Ghana's digital migration efforts. Dr. Omanebwama announced the policy in Parliament on Wednesday, but fell short of announcing how much the new program will cost the taxpayer. The Acting Executive Director of the African Development Programme, Charles Othniel Abe, joins me live over the telephone for some more. Mr. Abe, good morning and thank you very much for joining us, sir.
Good morning, my brother, and good morning to your viewers.
Right. So, why do you say this intervention is ill-timed and not well thought through?
Thank you very much, my brother. I would want to mention that for any new social policy intervention to be introduced, you'd expect that government would have signaled its intent in the economic statement it presented to Parliament by the minister. As I indicated in the press release, if you take a look at the budget highlights, when you go to the Ministry of Finance website, you see that document, a 17-page document. And from pages 10 to 13, where it indicates the new social initiative, priority policy initiative, that's how government says, you will not find this new policy or new intervention listed over there. Further to that, if you want to take a look at the poverty reduction expenditure by the government from 2014 and 2015, when you go to Appendix 9 of the various appendixes of the budget statement, page 25, you get to see that, for instance, if you take the agric, for the whole agric sector, in terms of poverty reduction expenditure, in 2014, government planned to spend 226 million cedis plus. It ended up spending 134 million cedis. For 2015, it planned to spend 395 million cedis, but it ended up spending 91 million cedis. Such a powerful figure. You would agree with me that over the past 2 years, the crop subsector of the agri sector has reduced by 1.7. And we all know that more than 3 million to 5 million persons are employed within this sector. So if the agri subsector is shrinking and you're unable to provide the farmers with the incentives such as the fertilizer subsidies, the tools and equipment where they can improve upon their productive capacity, then they'll be in a position to afford a Digibox. But you ask yourself, where does this Digibox, fit within the priority areas of the government? And for which reason we are saying that it is ill-timed and not well thought through. Finally, let me add that indeed, if you look at the current social protection arrangements ongoing, government not more than a month ago launched the Ghana National Household Registry to compile a database of vulnerable and poor households so that it can aid effective targeting of social interventions. One would have thought that with such a critical process ongoing, government would have held on with any new initiative until the targeting problems we have with some of the social interventions are resolved. But unfortunately, we don't seem to have a clear direction in this angle.
Quite some serious points you raised there, but let's look at the relevance of this issue. So, are you saying that what government is doing is not relevant? Are you saying these people do not need access to such boxes? Once we migrate onto the digital platform, they may not be able to even see or know what is going on in Ghana or any other place.
You see, my brother, already we are battling with close to 4 years of energy crisis. What electricity are they going to watch these Digiboxes with? Tell me. You understand? We are battling with energy crisis for 4 years. And what we are saying as a civil society organization is that you are rather interested in building the productive capacity of poor and marginalized households so they can afford the very necessities of life before you can think of giving them Digiboxes. As we speak, we all do know that the National Health Insurance Scheme, Ghana School Feeding Program, subventions to special schools are all having funding challenges. So when you're unable to resolve the funding challenges associated with these very good social intervention programs, which in its outreach is reaching a lot more people, then why would you want to ask?
We seem to have lost him on the line there, and we were speaking to Charles Othniel Abe with the African Development Program, and excuse me, he was raising some points there about government not prioritizing rights and well, having our priorities misplaced. We'll try and raise him back on the line and get some more on this. So, well, I'm told he's on now. We can speak to him. So, Mr. Othniel, thank you very much for joining us back on the line. But can you hear me now, Charles? Okay, so his line has once again tripped. We will try and bring him back on, but if you're unable to do that, we will try and bring your business there right up now. Okay, so time now for us to take a break. When we come back, we'll bring your business. Let's go back to our earlier story where the African Development Program is calling on government to rethink its decision to supply Digiboxes as a new social intervention as it migrates to digital terrestrial broadcasting. Joining me over the phone lines now is Charles Othniel Abe. I believe the lines have been rectified now, so he's on the line now. He joins us with some more. So Othniel Abe, so I was asking, from where you sit, you seem to raise quite a number of issues with this measure or this policy being introduced by government. Now, is this a case of government lacking focus or what?
Well, I would want to say that indeed, maybe this could have been one of those initiatives that they had to be said on the spur of the moment by the minister. But given the very many issues I have mentioned, where you have had a Minister of Finance signaling to the people what your policy initiatives and intents are for the coming fiscal year, and if this was such an important and priority social intervention, it had no listing within the priority initiative for 2016. I've made reference to the budget highlights pages 10 to 13, where the government itself lists this policy initiative for 2016. This is not captured there. We are unable to get very much details on how much this intervention is going to cost, the number of Digiboxes is going to be supplied, the targeted beneficiaries. And I add that even with the ongoing social interventions, some of the challenges of the time now has to do with targeting of beneficiaries. Those who are actually supposed to benefit from the interventions who are not being captured, and those who are being captured who are not supposed to benefit. This is what we call the inclusion and exclusion error. And as a policy response to it, the Ministry of Gender has led a process to start the Ghana National Household Registry, which is a very good thing. That will help us compile a database of the poor and vulnerable persons out of whom we can better select and target beneficiaries for social interventions. So one would have thought that when such a process is ongoing, so we can resolve the targeting problems for some of the existing social interventions, you don't come and add on with a policy which, in terms of its priority and importance to the very vulnerable and poor households, we don't see the necessary impact we want to achieve with that.
So what you're saying suggests, well, government probably just put this information out to score cheap political points.
Well, I believe they can be in a better position to tell us. But given the issues I have highlighted, I believe many Ghanaians would agree. Indeed, for you, multimedia, you have always even led the crusade in highlighting the funding gaps and issues with special schools, school feeding program, national health insurance scheme. Haven't we had Christian health service providers preferring from the Ashanti region to the Greater Accra region to turn away beneficiaries or subscribers to the national health insurance scheme because subventions that are supposed to reach them have not gotten to them? And you are talking of a national health insurance scheme which is universal in scope and reaches a large number and sections of our population. We are talking of a school feeding program which is feeding our children so that we can better equip our children to become very useful citizens, having funding challenges. I have already alluded to you that when you go and check the Appendix 9, page 25 of the 2016 budget statement the government indicated, the government itself gives you a breakdown on what is titled Poverty Reduction Expenditure by subsector. I mentioned to you just the address. When you go to the heading called Others, on the section Others, Others include spending on social welfare, spending on leave, spending on disaster management, spending on environmental protection, employable skills, vocational skills, and what have you. For 2014, government planned to spend close to 2.1 billion Ghana cedis. It ended up spending 1.4 billion Ghana cedis. In terms of percentage, you see that there was a shortfall of 33%. When it comes to 2015, much as government planned to spend 1.6 billion, it ended up for the provisional outspend for 2015 is 1.2 billion. So clearly, you could see that there are some challenges from the revenue side for which the government has had to cut expenditure. And we all know that under the current IMF program, from research by Standard Chartered Bank of Africa, UK, England, and others, they indicate, and we all can see the signals on the wall, that we are in austere moment, and the government is cutting back on expenditure. So you want to ask, where from this social intervention of free distribution of Digiboxes?
Right. So what is the way to go now?
I think that if there's anything that government can do for the people of Ghana, is to sell this new initiative it is talking of sending out there, and rather let it reprioritize and focus on the existing social interventions which have spending gaps or financing gaps. I've mentioned the school feeding program. I've mentioned the delays in the subventions to the special schools. I've mentioned the National Health Insurance Scheme. And I also want to mention that the rural dwellers for whom this new intervention was targeted, they need support for the crop aspect of that sector to grow by at least 2 to 3% in the next coming year, so they can be assured of increased income, they can be assured of being able to afford 3 square meals for their families, they can be assured of sending their children to good schools, and we all can know that we are investing our resources in the right direction.
Many thanks for your time, Charles Othniel Abe on News Desk. And Charles Othniel Abe is Acting Executive Director of the Africa Development Program. He joined us over the telephone with some thoughts on that. Time now for us to check out the very latest in business.